going out and having a meal on their tab. You should have stood up as a chief minister and told them that.
I've got to remember, this is a...
I don't care whose it is. You're the chief minister, and you should have said, I don't support this.
It's a state's dinner for members that have not been re-elected. These members have technically been sacked by us. We don't have a dinner for people that have been sacked.
Well, I think in future then that is something we should
that's
think about, because normally...
You should have known. Why did you not know this?
Well, because it's happened for...
Why did you not know this would cause offence?
Many years.
I'll tell you why.
This dinner for people like me is a slap in the face.
I'll tell you why you don't know, because you don't listen to
and
people.
you're going for a how-many-course dinner?
Well, I don't know.
No, you don't know, but I'm paying for that. My husband, who works 14 hours a day, is paying for that dinner. That is not fair to people like me, and there is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of families like me over here.
And as I say, a lot of members are now going to pay for their dinner.
That's neither here nor there.
Too late.
That's just hearsay.
Yeah, it is.
Where's the proof?
Well, the proof will be that once they have got their full bill in, then those members, and we know exactly what it's costing, and those members will contribute.
And how will we find that out?
The media will continue to be interested because of your demonstration, and that's you know
none of this would have happened if you lot had all paid for yourselves, and you can afford to.
What's this puppy cover up?
It's an afterthought.
It's
an afterthought.
That's because the poppy.
It's an afterthought.
The poppy appeal is just.
But that was never mentioned until you were protesting.
But can I just ask you a question?
It doesn't make it at all, I don't know.
The only reason you come up with is tradition.
Absolutely, no, it is. I agree.
Tradition is a thing of the past. We now live in the present. The present is very different than the past. So you should act accordingly. Maybe in the future you can do it again. But this is the present, and it's very different. It's called austerity, and austerity is for everyone, including all of you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I know that it's not been, the times have been difficult, and that's one of the reasons why we did the tax reduction that we did. But I appreciate that you're making your voice heard.
Chief Minister, can I ask you, were you surprised that the JEP treated the matter in the way that it did? It did rather expose it as a bit of a scandal, didn't it?
Well, no, I don't think they exposed it. They simply reported on what's happened every time that a parliamentary session has finished.
When did the public, if the JEP had reported, when would the public have known about it?
We wouldn't have known if it hadn't been on the paper. This extortion.
It's not a matter, it's not discussed in the States, is it?
It's going to be discussed.
No, it's not. It isn't, because it's one of those things that is tradition, and it's always happened. And actually, this demonstration has made lots of people think, well, actually, should it go on in the same format, or should we just simply?
Needed a demonstration. You should have known.
This tradition has been going on for a very, very long time. We all know that.
Absolutely.
But it was started when our state's members didn't get paid for the positions they held, and as a thank you, then it should stop now, because you all get paid huge amounts of money. Okay, and it's not on for families like us.
And that is exactly what the PPC committee will do.
But you're still going ahead with the dinner while there are still families trying to pay rent.
Members will pay, and we'll raise some money for charity
still going ahead with
Can you explain precisely the role of the bailiff in this?
Because the JP are already asking the question about who is paying, and members who pay will no doubt
they're not going to want to be named.
Of course, well, why won't they? Because our remuneration is absolutely our remuneration. Everything about what state members do actually is largely made public. You know exactly where we live. Our remuneration is made public. Our expenses are made public.
And this is a slap in the face to people who can't afford. And then GST is going to go up.
GST is not going to go up.
Why is it coming from the bailiff's
GST is not going to go up. Whenever I've asked, I said I can see no reason during the next 3.5 years why GST needs to go up.
But that was 3 years ago.
Of course, no, of course you are. Of course you are.
You can see no reason, but the reason might come up as well.
I've said that whilst I was asked during the election.
He can see no reason now, but within the year there might be a reason.
No, not at all. I will be, but the reason that members are not paying in advance is because we don't know the total bill until afterwards.
I find this bizarre. You're saying that you don't expect anybody to pay, and Mr. Ozef has said exactly the same, but both of you are paying. Surely that says that you agree with us.
Well, it's something that we
sympathise that
well,
we're
because,
right and
because
you're
members
wrong.
who have served for 20 and more years,
but they're getting a month's pay.
Particularly retiring.
They're getting a month's pay.
Then I think that a dinner is an appropriate way to thank them for that service.
They're getting a month's pay. The month's pay is a thank you. Why should they have to thank you? Why should they have to thank you?
Right.
Well,
the month's pay is the transfer over, because for those members who've lost their seats, they're not entitled to redundancy pay.
Good.
Good.
Well, absolutely. They've not been made.
If you don't,
well, they have if they've been voted out.
No, they've been sacked.
But under the law,
they have been sacked.
No, if you're made redundant under the current redundancy law, then anybody is entitled to redundancy payment. But
they weren't made redundant. The public did not vote them back in. Therefore, they are sacked.
I agree.
Chief,
do you know what? When I was
made
redundant from my last job,
yep.
I didn't get £4,000 payout. I didn't get as a nice slap-up meal. I got told, bugger off. That was it.
Well, you should have been entitled
I wasn't
if it was
entitled
since
because it was 0 hours contract.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Can we ask you, Chief Minister?
Yeah.
This invitation comes from the bailiff's office, I understand.
It does.
Why does it come from his office and not yours? And how many Crown officers are due to attend this evening?
That I'm not sure. As far as I know, the bailiff is coming and the Solicitor General is coming, because the bailiff is the civic head and the bailiff is president of the Assembly, and therefore for civic matters and Assembly matters come from the bailiff's office.
Is the Dean invited?
I think all members of the states have been all members of the states have been invited.
But these aren't departing members of the states, are they?
No, they're not. As far as I'm aware, the Lieutenant Governor is coming. As far as
most
I'm
of
aware,
them could
the
afford
Dean
to pay
is
for
coming as
themselves,
well.
couldn't they? Most of them would have no difficulty in paying for themselves.
Are you aware
Yes,
of any members paying for themselves, particularly because of this petition?
Well, I think probably all members that are going to pay for themselves. It is a result of raising the issue which you've done with your petition. Yeah.
So you are saying they're all going to pay themselves?
Some members are, and they've already said that.
Would you say the majority?
Well, I don't know, because it's for each member to decide themselves, isn't it?
Will there be afterwards? Will be informed afterwards who's paid?
Yeah,
I was just saying the JP are already asking that question, so freedom of information is something that this government has done and brought in early as well. Sorry, I do need to go. You're going to ask me another question. You sure?
Yeah, it's just
okay.
We don't want to get cold.
Thank you for speaking to us anyway. Thank you very much. No, pleasure.